Hey guys, welcome back to Classic Arcade Repairs. Sean back with you. Today I'm starting on a new set of repairs. I got two boards from one customer in and two color vectors. The first being Tempest, which I've done many Tempest boards. The second is a first for me, which is a Star Wars, which I'm really excited about getting into a Star Wars board. I think it's absolutely cool. So I just took them out of the boxes, sifted through all the packaging peanuts that they were packed in, and here comes my cat trying to make her way over. Whenever I get in the rocking chair, it's like automatic. She's got to come on and hang out with me. One of them's hanging out with me on the rocking chair, the other one's over there taking a dump. So, yeah. I'm going to do the, you know what should I do first? Should I do the Star Wars first or the Tempest? Tempest would be easier because I know it. Star Wars I have to make some kind of an inner board connect. You know, I mean, I could just lay them down and do them that way. I think I'm going to do the Tempest first. I'll do the Tempest, and I'll post that repair. Awesome. All right, guys, let's get right to it. I'm going to grab that Tempest board. We'll check it out, see what it looks like, and see what we're starting with. Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Alright. I guess the first thing I'll do is I'll get a good view underneath my magnifier. Looks like we got pretty good sockets. We got the gold plated sockets, I think. Those are good. You shouldn't have to mess with no sockets on this one, which is nice. Minimal work. There's some RAM replaced, so we'll take a look at that. We got a driver replaced over here. 244 it looks like. Looks like we got a edge repair right here. Or is that just... Yeah, it's an edge repair. Looks pretty good. Shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so I'll do that. I'll come back. I'll just kind of sit down and kind of look at the board. And I'll let you know if I find anything funky with it. Alright? I'll be back. Okay, I've got the Tempest on the board, or on the bench, and I had it hooked up to my oscilloscope and it looked fine. Came up and everything, so I was like, okay, I'll put it over on the I'll put it on the vector monitor. And this is what I get. This is as small as I can make it. I cannot adjust this any smaller than this, and it's all jittery, shaky nonsense. My size, position, size. See, I can make it really big on the size, but that's as small as it gets, and that's as small as it gets. So, initial thoughts, I'm going to turn it off first because I don't want to drive my monitor like that. My initial thoughts are it's something global in the analog output section because it affects both X and Y. So I'm going to have to look at the schematic of this vector output section, and I want to target what is universal between the two. You know, what would affect both X and Y? It's got to be early on in the output section. So that's where I'm going to start looking. So I'm going to study the schematic a little bit, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. Okay guys, I had left off saying that I wanted to look at the schematic and find something that is common in the vector output section between X and Y, because our problem is affecting both X and Y. So right here is the beginning where it's the vector generator data shifter coming in. This is like the beginning. This is where it starts. And if we come down here and we see where this branches off, you get this bit of circuitry. It's a 273 that inputs a DAC 08. And oops, I don't know what just happened. Okay, I just went down. Anyway, okay, there's the DAC 08. And the output on pin 4 of this DAC 08, you have this bit of circuitry right up here with the two transistors that basically turn these, or they provide a reference for Y BIP, Y reference, X BIP, X reference. So this is where this signal is made, through this DAC 08 right here. You see pin 4 comes out, the output on pin 4, and you got X ref and Y ref. And those two signals, X and Y reference, come over to these 6012s as right there, Y reference. And up here in the X circuitry, X reference. So right there is something that is common in X and Y. That is where I'm going to start. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to replace that DAC 08 and see what we get. Alright guys, I removed and replaced all of the TLO 82s. No change. And I was getting ready to remove and replace and tried new analog switches, and I stopped. I said, hold on a second. I'm getting off track. Remember, this is something global. This is the same DAC 08 that I replaced. It was not the problem, so I just put the original one back in. I was like, this is something affecting both X and Y circuits. What could that be? What could be affecting both X and Y circuits? Alright, I know the suspense is killing you. The most simplistic and beginnings of things to check is what? What's the first thing that you should check that I did not check? The very first thing. The analog power supply. There is an analog power supply, and it's right up here. This regulator was shorted. It was basically shorting. This is the, damn, that thing gets hot, man. These should be on heat sinks. And if you look really closely underneath that, you can see the burn marks. You can kind of see the burn marks underneath that. I replaced the capacitors. I replaced both of the regulators. I replaced these 100 microfarad capacitors also, you know. This one was reading, the 15 volt regulator was reading 20 volts. And that thing gets hotter than hell. That is so hot. They both get super hot. Wow. I didn't realize those things get that damn hot, but they do. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just rebuilt that little power supply section up there. And that was the problem. Now it's perfect. This thing, the pots were set all the way small, so this is as small as you can make the monitor, which I'm going to leave it right how it is, and he can adjust it when he gets it in his cabinet. I'm just going to leave it at the smallest setting. I don't like driving my monitor anyway. So yeah, power supply is just the analog power supply, but he does have 4 brand new TL082 op amps. He's got a socket for this DAC 08 should it ever go bad. And the power supply has been rebuilt. So this was a kind of an easy one, really. No logic failure, it was just the analog power supply. So, alright. It's going to do it for this one, guys. I'll let this thing run for a good while. The rest of the night, it's Thursday, maybe 7, 8 o'clock. I'll let it run till about 11 o'clock tonight and then call it good. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next repair video, guys. Thank you.